What's up, everyone? Coach David here with Metro Jiu-Jitsu. Today we're talking about people are terrified of commitment when they lack discipline. So we get a lot of people into the academy, and we only do 12-month programs. Like, Jiu-Jitsu takes ballpark 10 years to earn a black belt. And for a lot of parents, they're bringing their kids in for discipline, for confidence, for character development, to stop bullying. And in their mind, they're like, yeah, great. Okay, so it's month to month, right? And I'm like, what? Are you looking to try out something? Or are you actually, like, looking for results? Because anybody's going to tell you, like jiu-jitsu is very polarizing. Either it is exactly what you're looking for, or it is very much not what you're looking for. And there's kind of like, there's not really much of a middle ground. There's not people who are like, yeah, I liked it. It's okay. I'll do it occasionally, but it's not for me. It's either like you go all in and you're like, yo, that's what I need in my life. Or it's like, you know what, that is completely not for me, and that's okay too. So, but I got to thinking a little bit more. People are just scared of commitment in general. Like, if you look at the marriage rate, people are getting married later because they're a little bit afraid of, like, they'll be engaged for 3 years, live together for 7 before finally pulling the trigger and actually, like, you've been essentially doing the married thing for a decade. Okay, but you just didn't have anything official because it was like, oh, it's a little bit harder to back out now. You can walk away if you're not married. Take anything else. Like, they're like, yeah, I want to keep my options open. Okay, what are you keeping your options open? If you go all in, you put in the work, and you take action on what you need to take action on. Like, if you try hard for a year or 2 or 4, and then it doesn't work out, that's a pretty valiant effort. Okay, but imagine, didn't go to college, but imagine that I did, and I was like, yeah, so you guys offer, like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking, like, the whole 4-year thing isn't really what I'm looking for. Do you have anything like 1 day a week? Can I do like 1 day a week maybe? For like, and then like 1 day a week, and then maybe just come as I want? That'll take you the rest of your life to get a degree. And they know that, so they're like, no, like, if this is something you want, you're going to have to put in the action to get it, and you're going to have to come this frequently for this long. Like, that's what's got to happen. But too many people, they just want an easy out. Like, they want the results without putting in the work. And that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. Like, jiu-jitsu is one of the few activities left where you can actually still, you're not going to get the results unless you personally put in the work. You can't outsource it. You can't hire a VA. You can't go on Downriver and Friends and say, hey, can someone put in this work for me to get me that black belt? You can't do it. It can't be done. Same with weight loss, but we get a lot of people in here for that as well. Like, so my encouragement is that if you want something challenging and you actually want to build discipline in your life, the only way to build discipline is by doing the thing. That's it, by doing. But you can't think about it for so long and then, like, well, if I meditate, I'm going to build a lot of discipline. Obviously, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with meditating, but you have to show up and do the work every single day. Like, every time you have to show up and do the work. And jiu-jitsu is a little bit more specific because there's an intellectual aspect to it. I was watching The Breakfast Club, part of The Breakfast Club. The movie's wildly different than I remember as a teenager, though. And he was making fun of wrestlers. He's like, yeah, wrestlers, as if they were just dumb guys who roll around together. Jiu-jitsu requires a certain base level of intelligence. It really does. Like if you're gonna succeed for any normal rate of time, you have to understand ergonomics. You have to understand a little bit of physics. You have to understand cause and effect. You have to understand reaction. You have to understand timing. You have to understand how and why your body can move the way it does. But then you also have to be at like a certain base level of physical shape. Like, if you get winded up a flight of stairs, you can start jiu-jitsu, But it's going to be really, really challenging for the next decade if you don't take care of your health and get in a little bit better shape. Now, jiu-jitsu will help with that, but it's a very healthy combination of intellectually demanding and physically demanding. That's why it's one of the hardest things. And there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. There is no, I was in this group, and this guy helps speed shooters at the range, and he's like, and I guess there's like grandmaster level of pistol shooters or something, and he somehow developed a system that like a grandmaster normally takes you 7 years, and like with his system you can do it in 6 months. So either he's full of it, which the guy's got several endorsements that leads me to believe he's not, or that was just a broken system. That was just a broken system that like no one really took the time to figure out, and he kind of hacked it a little bit. Well, jiu-jitsu has been around for over a century. It's not really a broken system. There's really no, I don't know how many times we need to see jiu-jitsu beat other arts. And then of course we're downriver, so some wrestler is going to come on here and be like, yo, wrestling is this. Listen to me, wrestling is grappling. Wrestling is grappling. There's a reason we wrestle every single night. We start wrestling classes. There's a reason we have like one of the highest pool of wrestlers in the Downriver Academy area. Like, wrestling is grappling. Judo is grappling. Grappling is grappling. So jiu-jitsu adds that, it adds the ground aspect to it. Fighting off your back, getting on top. It's definitely a little bit more intellectual than wrestling. I am going to say that right now, and even our wrestlers would say that. But the thesis of the video was that if you want to get results, you have to put in the work, and no one's going to put in the work for you, and that takes time, and that takes commitment. Guys, I'm Coach David with Metro Jiu-Jitsu. As always, I'll see you on the mats.